Hello, and welcome back to Cool English, the podcast that helps you speak English fluently and naturally. In today's episode, we're focusing on IELTS Speaking Part 2, where you'll need to talk for 1-2 minutes about a given topic. You'll have 1 minute to prepare, and then speak without interruption. The key to a Band 9? Fluency, coherence, and natural storytelling. Let's look at a sample cue card and break it down. Describe a person you admire. You should say who the person is, what they are like, what they have done, and explain why you admire them. Example answer. The person I admire most is my grandfather. He's now in his 80s, but he still has a sharp mind and a positive attitude that really inspires me. He used to be a school principal in a small rural town, and over the years, he became a well-respected figure in the community. He's incredibly wise, kind, and generous with his time. Even after retirement, he continued to volunteer and help children who were struggling in school. What's amazing is that he never sought recognition. He simply wanted to make a difference in people's lives. One of the reasons I admire him so much is his strong moral compass. He always encouraged me to be honest, hardworking, and curious about the world. He reads every day, writes in his journal, and even teaches himself new skills just to stay mentally active. Whenever I face a challenge, I often think about how he would approach it, with calmness, patience, and integrity. He's not only my role model, but also one of my best friends. I hope I can live with the same sense of purpose and humility that he does. Tip: notice how this answer has a clear structure, who, what, why, natural linking phrases like, what's amazing is that, or one of the reasons I admire him, emotional connection and descriptive language. You don't need fancy words, just be clear, expressive, and organized. Useful phrases for speaking, Part 2. The person I'd like to talk about is, he's the kind of person who always. What I admire most about her is. One specific example I can give is, to me, this person is truly inspiring because. Here are more full Band 9 IELTS Speaking Part 2. Example 1. Describe a place you like to visit. A place you enjoy going to in your free time. You should say where it is, what you do there, who you usually go with, and explain why you enjoy going there. Model answer. One of my favorite places to visit is a small cafe near my apartment called Blue Morning. It's tucked away in a quiet corner of the city and has this cozy, welcoming vibe that instantly makes me feel at ease. I usually go there on weekends with a book or my laptop. Sometimes I meet a friend for coffee, but often I just go alone to relax and recharge. They serve amazing pastries and handcrafted lattes, and the music is always soft and calming. What I love most about the cafe is the atmosphere. It's the kind of place where time slows down and you can really focus on yourself. Whether I'm working on something creative or just watching the rain through the window, it always lifts my mood. Describe a book you recently read and enjoyed. You should say what the book is, what it is about, why you chose to read it, and explain why you liked it. Model answer. Recently, I read a book called Atomic Habits by James Clear. It's a nonfiction book about how small habits can lead to big changes over time. The author explains how our daily routines shape our identity and how we can build better habits by focusing on systems instead of goals. I chose to read it because I was trying to improve my productivity and time management. A friend recommended it, and after just a few pages, I was hooked. The writing is simple but powerful, and it's full of real-life examples that made the ideas easy to apply. What I really liked was how practical and motivational it was. It gave me a new way to think about change, not as something overwhelming, but as something you can build slowly, step by step. I've already started applying some of the techniques, and I'm seeing results. Describe a memorable trip or journey you took. You should say where you went, how you got there, who you went with, and explain why it was memorable. Model answer. One journey I'll never forget was my trip to Japan 2 years ago. I went with my best friend, and we spent 2 weeks exploring cities like Tokyo, Kyoto, and Osaka. We traveled by bullet train, which was not only fast but an experience in itself. What made the trip so memorable was the culture. Everything, from the food and traditions to the politeness of people, felt so unique and refreshing. I especially remember visiting a bamboo forest in Kyoto. It was peaceful, quiet, and incredibly beautiful. That trip also helped me step out of my comfort zone. I tried sushi for the first time, navigated train stations in Japanese, and even stayed in a traditional ryokan. It wasn't just a vacation. It was a chance to grow, learn, and create lasting memories. Describe a skill you would like to learn. You should say what the skill is, why you want to learn it, how you will learn it, and explain how it would help you in the future. Model Band 9 answer. One skill I would really like to learn is playing the piano. I've always been fascinated by how people can create beautiful melodies with just their hands. It's such a graceful and expressive skill, and I think it would bring me a lot of joy. I want to learn it because I've always loved music, but I've never taken the time to learn an instrument properly. I think playing the piano would help me relax and give me a creative outlet outside of my work. I plan to take beginner piano lessons at a local music school and practice regularly at home. I know it won't be easy at first, but I'm willing to put in the time and effort because I believe it will be worth it. In the future, I hope I can play for my friends and family and maybe even write my own simple songs. It's something I've always dreamed of, and I feel like now is the perfect time to start. Describe a gift you gave to someone that was meaningful. You should say what the gift was, who you gave it to, why you chose it, and explain how they reacted. Model Band 9 answer. One of the most special gifts I've ever given was a handmade photo album for my best friend's birthday. We've known each other for over 10 years, and I wanted to give her something personal that would remind her of all the great memories we've shared. I spent a few weeks collecting our old photos, printing them, and carefully arranging them in the album with little notes and decorations. I chose this gift because I wanted to show her how much our friendship means to me, and I felt a handmade gift would be more meaningful than something bought from a store. When I gave it to her, she was completely surprised and actually teared up while looking through it. She told me it was the most thoughtful gift she had ever received, and she still keeps it on her bookshelf. Describe your favorite movie. You should say what the movie is, what it is about, when you watched it, and explain why you like it. Model Band 9 answer. My favorite movie is The Pursuit of Happiness, starring Will Smith. It's based on a true story and follows the life of a man who struggles through homelessness while trying to provide for his young son and pursue his dream of becoming a stockbroker. I first watched this movie a few years ago, and it really left a deep impression on me. The main character's determination and resilience were incredibly inspiring. Even when life became almost unbearable, he never gave up on his son or his goals. I think I like this movie so much because it teaches a valuable life lesson about persistence and hope. It reminds me that success doesn't come easily, but if you keep working hard, you can overcome even the toughest situations. And that wraps up today's episode of Cool English. Don't forget to enjoy the process. In our next episode, we'll move on to IELTS Speaking Part 3, where we'll talk about giving opinions and discussing more complex questions. If you found this helpful, don't forget to follow Cool English so you won't miss our future episodes.